Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You're welcome to another interesting episode of Daily Drip. Daily Drip is a program where we get to showcase Islamic content for all the Muslim population and the non-Muslims alike. And today we have a whole lot of programs lined up for your viewing pleasure. So first on our lineup today, we have the continuation of the tafsir of Sheikh Isa Ali Pentami, and we are going to be taking from verse 3 to verse 5 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Like yesterday, we started from verse 1 to verse 2 of Surah Al-Baqarah. So today we're going to be continuing that, after which we're going to be showing you the continuation of the Yusuf series. Now, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam has been given birth to, and what happens? There was a dream. You get to know more about the dream today. And another thing that we are going to be showing you is the debut of Deen and Dunya. And this is a program where we have our females, sisters, discussing real life issues as it affects the women folks. So, and we have three interesting women today that are going to be discussing a very, very, very important topic. And that topic, I'm going to share my own personal story about that particular topic. But don't to go anywhere, as we are going to be showing you the tafsir of Sheikh Isa Ali Pentami now. Alhamdulillah, you're welcome back to the program. I hope you actually enjoyed every bit of the tafsir of Sheikh Isa Ali Pantami. And that was the tafsir of the Quran, of Surah Al-Baqarah to be precise, from verse 3 to verse 5 of Surah Al-Baqarah. And one thing that stood out for me was the aspect where the Sheikh says that a lot of people don't know what the barzakh entails. That is the life in the grave, because a lot of people have actually died over the years and we've not seen them coming to tell us, okay, this is what is happening there. Nobody is sending an email from the grave back to this world and tell us this is what is happening in the grave. And one thing that is actually very, very important for us to look at and actually ponder about is, by virtue of anything, one day we're also going to leave the surface of the earth. And when we leave the surface of the earth, where are we going to? We're surely going to go and experience our own life in the grave. So that's the more reason why we have to lead a very, very good life. So I hope you actually enjoyed every bit of it. So moving on to the next segment of the program, we're going to be showing you the Yusuf series. And on that today, I told you earlier, there was a dream. What is the dream all about? You got to find out in a short while.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب المبين إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين
isn't there. Joseph! 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 Oh, he isn't here anywhere. Where is he? Where is he? The well. He could have fallen into the well. Joseph! Did you hear him fall into the well? No.
Calm down, my lady. He will be found. He can't be far. It's all right.
Where is he? Where could he be?
What have you done to him? Answer me.
Calm down. Let's find out what's going on. What's happened?
I was in the house working with Bisma, and the children were playing outside in the yard. All of a sudden, I heard them calling Joseph's name, and I asked them why. They said he was missing.
Have you looked everywhere?
Yes.
This is how you look after him? He was put in your trust. How could you let them?
Enough, Leah. That is not helping any of us. Have you searched the dark corners of the houses?
Yes, we did.
Joseph is a clever child. I think he's just hidden somewhere nobody can find him. Let's think. Maybe he hid in a chest. Or one of the ovens.
My God. Joseph.
Joseph.
He'd fallen asleep.
Joseph, come out, son.
Hello, Father.
Hello, my darling. What were you doing in there?
My son, you nearly killed me. Joseph,
What were you doing in there?
We were playing. I hid in the oven so that my brothers wouldn't be able to find me.
Sister, you shouldn't have let him out of your sight.
How would you feel if he'd suffocated? I made a vow to my sister to look after her children. As of now, I will not let him out of my sight. I don't think I'll be able to live without Joseph.
Leah, don't hurt me this much. An old, frail woman having one foot in the grave is begging you.
No, you heard me.
I promised to look after Joseph better than I did before.
Sister, the truth is I can't bear to be separated from Joseph. I want him here with us.
Please, I'm asking for just one more chance. One simple chance.
Sister, you know Joseph is no ordinary child. I can't be negligent about him.
Please don't separate us from each other so quickly and without warning. Just let him stay a few more days. Give me time to adjust.
I am sticking to my word.
Leah. Just for a few days. Do you understand? A few days.
Only a few days. And I promise to return him to you personally. Let go, my darling. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, brother.
God be with you.
I'll never forget your kindness.
Auntie, have you slept yet?
You go to sleep, son. I'm not sleepy. Are you awake, my Joseph?
You didn't sleep at all last night. Every time I woke up, you were awake.
The thought of you leaving my house has taken calm from my soul and sleep from my eyes.
But Auntie, I love you and I don't want to leave here. I'm happy here. I don't want to return to my own house.
Joseph, do you really love me?
You smell like my mother, Rachel. I love Auntie Leah too, but when she is kind to me, my brothers get upset.
Darling. You really want to stay here with me? Well, I have thought of something, a way to keep you here, but you must help me. Up you get. Get ready to go to your father.
Hello, Father.
Hello, my son.
I have come to return what was in my trust, safe and sound.
Hello, Auntie.
Hello, darling. You were supposed to keep him for a few days. Joseph, welcome home, son. If one must return what is in her trust, the sooner the better. If you don't agree, I'll take him back.
No. We're grateful you have returned him. We're also very grateful that you have looked after him for a little time.
Joseph, let's go and play.
Off you go, son.
Goodbye, brother. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Aunt.
What's the difference between Joseph and his other brothers? Why do they value him so much?
Well, it's obvious. Jacob and his sister like Joseph more than they like our children.
Water. Bisma? Bisma?
Yes, my lady.
The belt of my father, the prophet Isaac. Have you seen it?
No.
Come with me. We must inform the old Yakim and some others as well. Let's go. Dina, slow down.
Judah! Levi, hurry! What's the matter?
Bisma, what is it?
The prophet Isaac's belt has gone missing.
Have you looked everywhere?
I have. It was the last reminder of our father. I'm very upset. I used to wrap it around Joseph's waist.
Keep looking. I'm sure you'll find it. We've searched everywhere and asked everybody, but there's no trace of it.
When did you lose it?
I'm not sure, but I think it's since Joseph returned here.
Has any one of you seen the belt?
Perhaps Joseph hid it somewhere before he returned here. You don't think Joseph may have taken the belt when he returned because he liked it?
You mean Joseph has stolen it?
Perhaps he thought it was his and that I'd given it to him.
I don't think that's the case.
I will search everybody and every place until I find the belt. I shall not rest until it is found.
Only Joseph wore that belt. We know nothing about it.
If that is so, well then I'll start with Joseph. Your permission?
I cannot imagine what trick you're playing. Whatever it is, it's bothering me.
Trick? This is no trick. People, I have lost my father's belt and I am trying to find it. Is that a trick?
All right. Don't make a fuss. Search everybody.
I found it!
You see, I wasn't lying. There's the belt. Joseph, why?
Joseph hasn't done anything. He just stole the belt.
People of Canaan, you have witnessed it. We have discovered who the thief is.
Oh, all right. You found your belt. Take it and go.
But it's not that simple, brother. You haven't forgotten the lore of the Canaanite people, have you? According to the traditions and customs of Canaan, he who finds the thief of his belongings is entitled to keep him as a slave for 4 years.
Wow. Joseph has to become a slave.
Yes, we all know the tradition. But surely you don't wish to enslave Joseph.
I wouldn't hesitate even for a moment. Unless you wish to ignore the traditions and laws of your people.
Stop it. I don't believe in that ridiculous tradition. You'll not have Joseph as your slave.
If the family of the prophet of God do not observe the people's tradition, what can one expect from the others?
But Joseph is only a child. You cannot enslave him.
There's no difference between a child and an adult. This law applies to everyone. We respect it. I know there's a trick, but I cannot prove it. Therefore, if you don't forgive Joseph, I have to agree with your request.
I've found the thief, and I will not forgive him. May God and his prophet forgive me and not punish me. Let's go, Joseph. As of today, you will be my slave for 4 years.
That's what becomes of too much praise. It's what happens when you spoil a child for no reason.
Children are sometimes playful, aren't they? It's not stealing.
Why did you let her take him? She's incapable of looking after Joseph well.
Joseph had seemingly stolen something. What can I do? I can't prove otherwise. Don't worry. He's not in a bad place.
My darling, as of now, you will be the master and I'll be your maidservant. You are my brother's heir and the apple of this tribe's eye. This belt is in fact an inheritance that only you deserve.
Is this belt really now mine?
Joseph? Joseph? My son, are you dreaming?
Hello, Father.
Hello, dear son.
Has the prophet of God forgiven me? May I enter his house?
I couldn't forgive you if you did not come. You have acted in love, and you took that which you love.
Absolution deserves well the prophets of God. I hope to be worthy of such a promise.
I see no guilt to necessitate absolution. What is it that has brought you here?
Joseph insisted that we come. Your son had a dream he wishes to tell you about.
I have no doubt that his dream is a blessing. No demon is allowed in the dreams of Joseph. Son, what was it that you dreamt?
I dreamt that my brothers and I were playing in the plains. And then a strong wind was blowing.
I don't think it has a specific interpretation. I'll have to think on its interpretation, and then I may find something. Will you take the herd to the plains today? Go on.
I wonder what Jacob's interpretation is. It's obviously something he won't talk about in front of the others.
But it's obvious, you fool. It means the superiority of Joseph to his brothers. Simple.
The children understand the meaning of the dream. I noticed they were upset.
I must try to erase the bad effect that it's had on them. Joseph should not have said it in front of them. Prepare some bread and dates. I'll go to them in an hour. Come in, son. Everything I've thought about you has turned out to be true. I give you the glad tidings that you shall have a high position and lofty status in the future, and that you shall be the leader of your brothers. My father, the prophet Isaac, prayed that God would ordain many prophets of our bloodline. I'd always wished to know who would inherit my prophethood. My hope is that you will continue my way. May God keep you safe from all evils and troubles.
Perhaps you are the one we have been awaiting.
Father, what does prophethood mean?
Prepare my food and clothes. Prophets are the messengers sent by God unto the people to direct them to salvation and perfection. Tell no one your dream's interpretation, especially your brothers.
Why, Father?
Because if they hear it, they may become envious and then become your enemies. And no good may come of that.
You worry me, brother. I think now that I must protect Joseph even more. If you'll allow it, I will take Joseph home now.
Take him and watch him. God be with you.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, my son. Sister, don't leave him alone.
I'll bring him back in the evening when you have returned.
I've been unable to shepherd with them for some time. I'll return with them in the evening.
Our children think that your attention to them has lessened.
Don't worry. I'll try to correct the misunderstanding.
With Joseph and Benjamin around, Jacob will not pay attention to other children.
We always bring our own food along. Why, Father, did you bring this to us?
Am I not entitled to miss my own children? Am I not entitled to spend some time with them?
Nothing could make us happier than your coming to see us, Father.
Before you arrived, we were all in low spirits. No one was in the mood for laughter.
Why? What has happened to cause that?
Well, Father, you know that we feel as if you're paying less attention to us.
We think that you're paying more attention to Joseph and his brother than to us.
I only allowed Joseph to go to his aunt's for all of your sakes. Did you not know that? And because your mother paid excessive attention to him.
What's the difference? Mother is now hugging Benjamin, and Aunt is hugging Joseph. Auntie provides Joseph with the best clothes and playthings.
I agree with that. But you must be fair. Joseph and Benjamin are children. We must fill the void left by the loss of their mother.
Father, we're concerned about Joseph's dream. We are the powerful men of the family. We have the heavy responsibility of fighting for the family and doing the hard chores. And yet now, Joseph will be your successor?
Joseph's dream can have another interpretation also. Didn't Joseph say his stick had grown into a tree and cast its shadow onto your sticks? That can also mean he loves his brothers and that he wants everyone together. Our young Joseph will be kind and affectionate to everybody. And he will love all his brothers.
It seems that in addition to our interpretation, it can have another interpretation also.
What exactly do you mean? Are you saying Joseph isn't your successor?
God will ordain my successor, the best amongst you. You must stop nagging me about this. Joseph and Benjamin are your brothers, not your enemies. And I love all of you. And I ask all of you to love each other so that God will love you too. The men of my family, you are my hope and support. Today I feel I can rely on you and rest assured. You are brave and daring. When you are around, no sorrow can break Jacob's heart.
We apologize for upsetting you.
Wolf, Levi, Reuben, Simeon, Wolf!
Where did this come from?
Well, we killed it.
It attacked our sheep, so we attacked it and killed it.
This wolf could have hurt one of you.
Instead, we have hurt him.
May God save us from you crazy, bold children. Perhaps you helped your children.
They didn't give me a chance to do anything. Before I was even on my feet, they had already killed the beast.
We were preparing lunch, and suddenly the herd started to panic and run all over the place.
And there was the huge wolf.
And we killed it.
That is so dangerous. However did you do it?
Simple. We attacked it when it attacked the sheep, and we beat it with rocks and sticks, whatever we had.
First, I banged it on the head with my stick. Then Levi hit it on the head with a rock and confused it.
And if we'd panicked, we surely would be dead.
I wish that I were like you. Father, may I go to the plains with my brothers?
No, darling. You're too young. You will go when you grow up.
Simeon, Levi, Judah, come here. Come here.
I'll go
Father,
see.
may I go?
Yes. And don't forget, go and give some food to the dogs in Canaan.
When Father came to the field, he asked why we interpreted Joseph's dream as superiority to his brothers. Maybe the meaning of his dream is his great love for his brothers.
Maybe. Maybe he loves his brothers.
Of course, Mother. Joseph loves us all.
There's no need to be dreaming about love. Dreams give news of the future, about Joseph's superiority and leadership. Your father has taken you for fools.
Don't believe it. Your father was just trying to calm you down. Bilhah said, if the dream is true, it indicates superiority and leadership of Joseph over his brothers.
But we were playing with Joseph, and we enjoy it.
He is a father. He doesn't want envy amongst his children. He wants everyone to love Joseph just as he does.
Auntie. Auntie, what is it? Auntie. Bismeh! Bismeh!
What is it, Joseph?
Auntie,
What's the matter, my lady?
please, call my father.
Oh, prophet of God! It's Addie. She's not well. Hurry. Please hurry.
Hello, Father. Auntie isn't well.
Sister, what is the matter?
My time has come to an end.
How do you know that? You've been just fine. What has happened all of a sudden?
It makes no difference. I just know I'm leaving.
We'll get the physician or some medicine. She isn't well.
But I knew yesterday I didn't have much time. Jacob, listen to me.
When you insisted on leaving our house yesterday, I should have guessed.
Although I have little, I want whatever I have to go to Joseph, and I ask him to forgive me. I ask you to forgive me as well. The past 4 years, I've kept Joseph here by trick. He never stole anything. May God forgive me. You too forgive me. My Joseph is not a thief. It was me who hid the belt under his clothes.
I knew that was the case. Don't worry yourself.
Please tell everybody. My Joseph was never a thief. Don't be upset. I want to talk to you privately. Joseph is a sign from God. The same way that he is a blessing to some, he is also a loss to some. I see the signs of envy and of spite. Watch Joseph, please. He is the path of prophethood. Don't leave him for a moment. Don't let him out of your sight. Let him sleep beside you. Don't send him anywhere alone.
Sister. Have a good journey, sister. Farewell. Give my regards to our mother, Rebecca, and our father, Isaac. Give my regards to Rachel. Give my regards to our grandfather, Abraham. Request not from anybody, and take refuge only in him. Ask him whatever you want, as all are impotent, but he is the omnipotent. All are nescient of your intentions, but he is the omniscient. If you seek a beloved, he is your beloved. If you want a protector, he is the protector. If you seek benevolence, he is the benevolent. And if you seek admonishment, he is the admonisher. Whatever you ask people for is in his possession. Woe unto those who request from anybody but him. Many people shall be exposed if God appears with justice on the judgment day. Many secrets shall be revealed if he looks into hearts with justice. There shall be many rulers who shall become captives if God helps the oppressed. Many eyes shall cry blood if the sinners realize the vileness of their deeds. Therefore, be prepared for that day and correct your deeds for that day. Like she did, be all prepared for departure, as we shall all unavoidably step on this path. Let us all pray for her soul. O Lord, may her soul be with the souls of the pious and the righteous.
Amen.
All right, so you're welcome back. I hope you enjoyed every bit of the Yusuf series. One thing that's actually, made me to actually about a point in time to actually share tears is some of these problems that we face within our families today are not actually synonymous to us alone. It's actually about the pious predecessors, the past, the prophets of Islam, as actually have one point or the other in your life experienced such kind of persecutions and all that. You could see the enmity from his brothers and how he actually had a dream, and the brothers were feeling that, okay, fine, this dream is going to make them inferior to their own younger brother, and they approached their father, telling him that, look, Dad, this is what is happening. There, it seems you are showing more love to our own brother than we actually are the main people that are fending for the family. And one other thing was what? At the end of the day, he was actually missing. Do they get to find Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam? We're going to show you that in our subsequent programs. So I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. I also enjoyed and I learned a whole lot of lessons. So moving on to the next segment of the program, which is going to be the last segment for today, is the debut of Dune and Dunya. And like I said, we have three very, very beautiful ladies in the studio, and they're going to be discussing a very, very salient topic. That topic is what? Gender roles. Are there issues with gender roles? Do we have issues with that? Are there particular things that a man is meant to do? And are there particular things that a man, maybe by physical or biological nature, that the woman is meant to do? So we're going to find out in a short while. And also we got to know about the Islamic rulings on that. Do take a watch.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the show, Deen and Dunya. My name is Rahma Mustafa Ghani, and as usual, I am your host. I have with me in the studio two beautiful sisters. Sister
Halima Adetona
and
Nansfit Muhammad.
Okay, so as you know, we normally talk about deep and important issues concerning women in this show. So today we have for you a special topic. It is gender roles. Okay, so what I want you to know basically is that in Islam, men and women are equal in the eyes of Allah. What I mean by that is they're equal in terms of entitlements, enjoying the bounties of Allah, and also, let's say for example, if a man or a woman commits a sin, Allah is going to punish them anyway. And also, if they do any good, Allah is going to reward them in the same way. Okay, and also there is a nature that suits both men and women. For example, let's look at the first verse in Surah An-Nisa, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها. O mankind, be careful of your duty to your Lord, who has created you from the same person and also the same nature. So, you know, Adam alayhi salam was created by Allah, and also Hawa was created from his nature. That is the meaning of وَخَلَقَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا. But then there is, you know, general misconception, unfortunately, where people confuse culture and the religion. And they think women are only created to be slaves or wards for men. So sister, what do you think?
So talking about gender roles, I would say it's a culture thing, you know, something we thought of, we developed by ourselves, and then we have, you know, made a norm, we have made a culture, even as, okay, this is what a woman is supposed to be doing, this is what a man is supposed to be doing, and then when you know, try to do what the other person is doing, it looks like it's haram or something. But it's not Islamic in any way. It's just something that we brought up by ourselves, and it's a culture. It's something that we Muslims developed. That's what I think about it.
Okay, sister.
Okay, talking about gender roles for women, I kind of agree with Sister Alima on the part she said it's a cultural thing, a traditional thing. Because in Nigeria, like the place of women in the far north is different from the place of women in the south.
Okay.
Yeah, like where I come from, there are women who, there's a lot of matriarchy there. Women can take up different roles.
Right. Well, I think, but it can be a culture thing, but then it can be Islamic as well. Because I think most times you might see that there are gender roles that comes with maybe based on physical appearances or like composition of either a male or female, or what each of the gender is meant to do. Let's say, for example, when we talk about care and support, men are supposed to be maintainers and supporters of women because it's mentioned in the Quran. Still in Surah An-Nisa again, Allah says, الرجال قوامون على النساء. So the meaning of qawamun or al-qawam is a person who stands for another person or who looks after the affairs of another person. All right. So, but then when it comes to physical appearances, you might see that maybe men are stronger, or like even in the physical appearance is stronger than that of women. But perhaps sometimes you might see that more endurance. And to be fair, Allah now put more responsibilities on the man so that because of his physique, he can take care of like the physical activities or tough activities, such as maybe, you know, defending their country, going to the battlefield, or maybe even defending properties.
I think that is where that is where the, for me, I call it a misconception. That is where the misconception came from. You know, the Islamic saying is that men are supposed to be protectors of women. But when it said that, it didn't say the woman was a weaker vessel. Yeah. I mean, it didn't say
a woman does not have other rules.
Exactly. It didn't say she doesn't have strength. Of course, you can still protect a strong woman. Okay. So it's not. So when a woman is showing strength, it's not her trying to be in a place of a man or trying to take up the space of a man.
It's not competitive.
Exactly.
I know there are some women who actually they are strong enough, but then they still want to take the man's place.
Right. Well, that's true. But that's like crossing your boundaries then, because of course, you can still be strong and be in your lane. That's what I believe. You can be strong and be in your lane. Doesn't mean you disregard the man or, you know, take up what the man is supposed to do. If it is the man's, of course, it is the man's responsibility to take care of the home. Don't overdo. You can't say because I'm strong, I'm wealthy, and then you start, you know, you take up all the responsibilities and then you leave the man to nothing. I mean, let him have his role as a protector, of course, but still, you can be a strong woman in your space. That's what
I think. And another example is some of the things are really clear. Let's say in terms of prayer, it is not that it is obligatory for men to pray in congregation, but for women, they have the ability to choose whether to pray at home or to go to the mosque, to the masjid. And also, you know that the congregation also, or the jama'ah for women is different and for men is different. But then it is known that the imam should always be the man. So I think there are a lot of examples where the roles vary, but then sometimes maybe we'll have to look at the difference that comes in the interpretations in the Quran, or sometimes it might be that, you know, it's locational regions of people that makes them choose what role they can play. I think, right?
Did you say regions?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
locations. Well, maybe like in Nigeria, the culture is different. You cannot go to the US or the UK to exhibit the same culture.
That's true, but I think the African culture, human culture, even the Americans do this a lot. If you check their cartoons, talk about the princes coming to save the damsel in distress. You know, we have to portray the damsel to be, in distress. Yeah, the weak person who needed saving. I mean, if she wasn't there, maybe the guy wouldn't have had the hero thing. They would have just been on their own. So I'm saying the culture itself that we've all been used to, our upbringing, when you give birth to a male child and then you give birth to a female child, you're buying her dolls, buying the man, building blocks. There's this thing they say about the kind of toys you play with as a child having psychological effects on you. So dolls are supposed to be, dolls are supposed to help you have the nurturing skill, like help you to have empathy and be able to nurture. But for building stuff, it's supposed to make you macho, strong, the one in front. So starting from that beginning, when you start to, this is how a woman is supposed to be, this is how a man is supposed to be, it's already a problem from the beginning.
General human culture.
It's a general human culture. So now that there is a redefinition, because I wouldn't want to say switching of roles, because of course from the beginning there are no roles except the ones that we created. But our younger generation now coming up and then seeing all these things and not finding it interesting, they now want to redefine it, and that's where the conflict is coming up. So it looks like, you're trying to take up my role, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but no, anybody could have done that.
I think when it comes to the role of a man and a woman, it has to do with the individual point of view. Because I feel if you already find a common ground in a home, there shouldn't be a problem with whatever role the woman is doing outside.
Because you should be comfortable with your own role.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Because whatever a woman represents in the outside world, when she comes back home, she's a different woman for a man.
There's a different side to her.
So if you really know your place, the man protects me, the man guards me. I'm a woman. I know my place. Whether I'm able to help, nurture. The woman's place is meant to nurture. Like there's something I know from reading some things about Inayat Khan. He's a philosopher from the 19th century. He said there are two kinds of women. The Occidental woman and the Oriental woman. The Oriental woman, talking about the traditional woman from the Eastern point of view, Islamic, Arabian. Then the Occidental woman, meaning from the West. That is, whether a woman, the Oriental woman is the woman that stays at home, nurtures and does everything, womanhood, motherhood. The woman out there, she is to build the nation. If you lose the woman out there, the nation will crumble. If you lose the woman in there, the home will crumble. So in general sense, there's a place for a woman. Every woman is a mother in the sense that she has a place in the world, which is to nurture. Yes.
And it boils down to a man problem too, because a man who is not full in himself. I mean, somebody who is not, enough in his own self, would start to feel like
inferior,
exactly, like
insecure.
Somebody who is just doing her own thing.
She's taking
up
up my
to feel
place.
like it starts to feel like you're taking up my space while she's just being herself. But if you are a king and you're well aware that you're a king, you don't feel threatened.
Okay, talking about
and
this,
that goes back to our upbringing. So that's like,
yeah.
If you there's a way to amend this thing, we have to start from the beginning, allowing children to play whatever they want to play with.
So let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
So going back to history, so there is this research that was done, and so it was said that back then, like taking 50, 60, or even 70 years ago, the roles of men and women were clear. They were distinct. You know your role, he knows his role. It was said that men's role was just to go out there, look for job, money, and then provide food. While the women are meant to stay at home, clean the house, keep the house, give birth to children, cook his meals, wash his clothes, and whatever. So it was clear. But then the issue came up when there was the Second World War. So now the men were told to go to the battlefield and fight. Let's say, for example, men from America were sent to Europe or like some parts of Japan to fight. And then, so the issue was the economy now started suffering because the men that were supposed to be working in the factories, industry, and whatever, they're not there. Right. So now they told the women to go and produce maybe the weapons that the men could need and all necessities. Fine. Then later on, when the war ended, men came back. But the issue was they came back to find 3 huge problems. Number 1, they came home, there was no one to cook or take care of the home. Number 2, the woman has taken over his job because she's now in the factory. Number 3, she now has money.
Right, she's no longer dependent.
And then his role was, to provide the money.
Traditional role.
Yes, and so now men became confused. Okay, now how am I going to be a man again?
Right.
Because she has everything. He loved and respected her first because she was taking care of the home. And she respected him because he was providing the necessities of living, food. So that is where the confusion started. And I think it's still happening right now, where some people still feel like, okay, the position of the woman is just staying at home. While she is going to be fighting, I was sent to school, I learned this and that, so I need to do something for myself.
I feel this historical background you give, it's a myth.
Okay.
For whatever role a woman or a man chooses to play, it's dependent on them. That's what I feel. And things like cooking, cleaning, I feel they are life skills.
Yeah.
If you're not in the bush, don't go and learn how to cook.
Right.
Wait for a woman to come there cook for you. There are some things that we need to just drop aside and move on with our lives. Whether a woman chooses to stay at home or she chooses to stay in the field or she chooses in between, whatever one a woman chooses, she's like a seed. And that seed she keeps bringing out different fruits.
And I think sometimes it's preference because some men prefer women that work and do things for themselves, while others prefer to keep them at home.
It's true.
I think
I agree with you.
it's just when it comes down to the family, know what works for you and your partner.
Right.
Don't say, oh, because this person does this person cooks in their house, this person does all the cleaning. If it's not working in your house and you know the way forward, if it is to take a nanny or something, and that's the way to support your woman or something, there's no issue about gender. I mean, you shouldn't have gender role issues then.
Right.
It reminds me of this.
You can just
I think
solve
it's from
it
the
within
Quran,
yourselves,
where it says there are goodness in your spouses. So you should be okay with them. And there are some things that are also not too good. So you should also be okay with them. Like there's no perfect person out there.
Right. So just know what
works for you. And
know the one that is, you don't have to. I mean, this whole gender thing is just, I think it's individual. Just get to know yourself, get to know your partner, find what works for you.
Can be really simple.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be something to, fight about or cause crises and stuff.
Okay. Well, dear viewers, it's still the show, Dean and Dunya. So, Sister Halima, do you have anything to add? Your last thing?
Yeah, I would say gender role should not be an issue. It's just redefinition happening. There was no role. Allah did not assign a particular role to anybody aside the natural ones, giving birth and all of that. Of course, that's natural. I'm not saying you can, switch your genders. That's what we're talking about today. So, aside from the natural ones, if a woman wants to be an engineer, she wants to be into construction, please take it up. And that doesn't mean, doing too much, taking up a man's responsibilities. You can be a queen in your own space.
Right, okay, Sister Nancy?
Okay, for me, I feel the issue of gender roles comes from both the male and the female aspect. So whatever role anybody chooses to be, the woman chooses to do, anything she chooses to do, whether she's a full-time housewife, let her be.
Right.
She has a place, she is a seed, and she keeps growing fruits.
Okay. So I think the last thing I would have to say is that, you should not be who you are not supposed to be. Everybody is being created for a purpose. Allah created this world, and then He has also placed some things that is going to require what is called a man. And also, He created some things that is going to require what is called a woman. So, and the reason and the purpose of creation of each person is that, that's the main reason for which you exist in this world. So I would say that you are exactly who you are, the way you are, because of why you are. So dear viewers, this is still Dean and Dunya. Stay tuned and look out for the next episode, inshallah. Sisters?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Goodbye. Thank you.
See you next time.
We are welcome back from the program. I hope you enjoyed that. One thing I actually I think among all the ladies, somebody that actually took out and was very, very interesting was Halima, and our own standpoint was so vivid, and she actually had a stern view about some issues as relates to gender roles. So like I said earlier, I have a personal story to share with you on that particular one. During my service here, we had a very, very hot topic on, okay, fine, who should do what? There was a task to be done, and the Amir says, okay, this is what you're going to do for our sisters. And somebody was like, look, even at home, my dad don't do that for my mom. So why should I do it for somebody I don't know from Adam? So that particular topic is actually very, very topic. So drop your views at the comment section below, so we'll get to have your interaction and your views about this particular one. Do you think there are still issues that needed to be discussed about this particular gender roles? Because to me, the discussion has not yet ended. I hope you actually enjoyed every bit of the discussion so far, from the tafsir of Sheikh Isa Ali Pantami and to the Yusuf series and the Deen and Dunya segment of the program. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. If you do, I also did myself, and I'm very, very happy. So I want to thank a very, very big thank you to each and every one of us that have actually listened in today, and for everyone here that's actually makes this program a very, very successful one. I want you to keep a date with us, same time, same channel tomorrow, as we'll give you the bomba to bomba of the program Daily Drip, and it's going to be the last episode for the week. So you're going to be expecting a very, very, very splendid program tomorrow. So I want to say a very big thank you to you. Many thanks for joining in. My name is Shamsuddin Abdulrazak Gidado. I want you to stay safe and stay out of trouble.